Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Hurricane Watch team is here with an update on the tropical cyclone developing north of Australia. We're going to be talking about its impacts, that it's going to be impacting Australia, how strong it's going to be, forecast models, and even talking about that it's going to be making landfall possibly a little bit sooner than before. Let's get right into the video. Alright, let's get right into the video. Alright, this is what we're looking at with this system. As you can see, now with winds now reaching 60 miles per hour, now becoming a moderately more on the strong side of a tropical storm. They're at 60 miles per hour, 995 millibars. There, as you can see, 12.3 degrees south, 126.1 degrees east. Again, this is Tropical Storm 18S. As you can see, lots of convection near the center. You can see outflow moving counterclockwise, and the clockwise rotation is the winds. Upper level winds always move counterclockwise in the southern hemisphere. That's what we're looking at with this system. We're going to be seeing more convection, and as the storm will continue to develop and become a more intense tropical cyclone here over the next several hours and days. These are our forecast code from the Hurricane Watch team. This is what we got going on here. We believe by in just 12 hours, we could see it reaching as high as 70 miles an hour, and in 24 hours, an 80 mile per hour tropical cyclone, 36 hours, 90 miles an hour, 48 hours, 105 miles an hour, 60 hours there we got at 120 miles an hour, 72 hours out, 130 miles an hour. That's a Category 4 of the Saffir-Simpson Hurricane wind scale. By 96 hours, as you can see right there, it weakens to 115 miles an hour. And by 120 hours there down here, you can see it down to just 45 miles per hour. We believe landfall will happen at around 90 hours from now, 96 hours out from now, where we could see those winds being as high as 145 miles per hour. You know, the very, very dangerous tropical system here as it begins to approach Australia. So this would be a high Category 4, possibly a Category 5 of the Australian wind scale. Alright, multi-model diagnostic comparison over the next 5 days. I do want to talk about, we are going to continue to see this in a big boost up, where we could see that wind speed be as high as 140, 150 miles an hour at its peak. Dealing with the wind shear, as you can see, the deep shear stays relatively low, under about 20 knots. But as it begins to rise, it begins to approach and make landfall, the wind shear just skyrockets as it gets those upper level winds cutting across it, shredding it and ripping it apart. As you can see in terms of where it's going, this is Australia. It's just kind of moving along the coast, and that's going to actually make landfall there. And that's where we're going to see those impacts of storm surge, high winds, tornadoes are possible, flooding, inland flooding. So that's what we're kind of dealing with right now. If you are in this area of northwestern or just western portions of Australia, be prepared. Everyone needs to have about a gallon of water, batteries charged, make sure all your phones are charged. If you do not have the ability to leave, make sure you're able to get all your medicine together. Make sure you have enough food, things that are not going to spoil, because you're not going to have power. 100 plus mile an hour tropical cyclone makes landfall, you're not going to have power. And so you need to have food that is not going to spoil if it is left in room temperature. And that's something you're going to have to keep an eye on and think about. The sea surface temperatures stay relatively the same here. As you can see, sea surface temperatures don't really change. They are about the same at around 30 degrees Celsius. Mid-level humidity still comes down quite a bit. However, we're still dealing with it's in humidity upwards of 80% right now. It'll be an area of humidity of above 60%, which is still very favorable for a tropical cyclone. So as you can see, this is the GFS forecast. As you can see right there, it does make landfall there, I believe, at 942, 944 millibars. Yeah, 942 millibars is where it is make landfall. But as you can see, when it does make landfall, the shear just completely shreds it apart. However, upon landfall, we could still be dealing with those winds being upwards of 130, 140 miles per hour upon landfall. So it's going to be a very dangerous, powerful tropical cyclone when it does make landfall. Dealing with the rainfall, as you can see right here, we are dealing with a majority of the heaviest rain, fortunately, is well off the coast. However, right in this area, right where it makes the immediate landfall, we do think we can see rain totals upwards of 100, 150, 200 millimeters of rain in this area. Across the entire area, this will be a stream of where we're going to have a lot of heavy rain this area, and right where the center moves inland, where we could see up 50 to 100 millimeters of rain for a majority of that area. Maybe upwards of 50, 100, 120 millimeters of rain along this area of where it makes landfall. To be pulling in that moisture from the South Indian Ocean right there. In terms of ensemble tracks, again, a lot of these are mixed. Some of them showing weak, some of them are showing strong. I do think this will be a little bit on the stronger side because we do have a high ocean heat content. In other words, there is it goes to a depth 80 degree isotherm, 26 degrees Celsius isotherm goes down to a depth of several hundred meters, meaning when the storm is upwelling all this water, it's not going to be upwelling any cold water to the surface. It's only going to continue to be upwelling warm water, and so it's not going to be upwelling any cold water for its weekend. So that's what we're talking about when we talk about the ocean heat content, the upper level ocean heat content. These ensemble tracks, again, these are showing a little bit on the stronger side. 100 knot plus wind intensities are kind of what we are looking at right here upon landfall. 80, 100 knot wind intensities, very, 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 very strong upon landfall there in northwestern Australia. Could be dealing with 130, 140 mile per hour tropical cyclone when it makes landfall. Extremely big storm surge, catastrophic winds, tornadoes, and a lot of flooding for northwestern Australia. Again, this is the latest satellite imagery of the tropical storm. As you can see, we do have that outflow up here, which is allowing the storm to breathe a little bit more and to intensify. You can see deep convection near the center. It just shows that there's lift in the atmosphere. There's not a sinking motion, so we're not dealing with high pressure in the area or any kind of sinking motion. There's lots of rising motion. Although you can see still some shear moving in that direction, preventing it from just explosively intensifying to a 130 mile an hour hurricane or tropical cyclone at this point in time. So that's what we're looking at right now. Very high cloud tops here near the center where we're seeing a lot of that convection. So we're seeing very tall, very, very tall tropical system. So lots of deep thunderstorm activity. Once this starts rapidly intensifying, there's even a chance where we could see some lightning in the eye wall. We do believe this is going to create an eye. We're going to see it wrap around itself. We may see a couple eye wall replacement cycles. But in the end, I do think we will see an eye out of this. And I do think we could be dealing with at least a Category 4 on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind skill. Upwards of 130 miles an hour when it does make landfall there in northwestern Australia. Looking at the satellite imagery here, as you can see, lots and lots of moisture in this area. We do have some more dry air off to the northeast of this storm. We do have a little bit of why this is kind of preventing this. We are getting a little bit more dry air trying to come in through here and wrap around the center right there. But as of right now, we see lots of deep thunderstorm convection. It's going to try to make a moisture bubble to prevent any kind of moisture getting in there in its way, which is what it's currently trying to do right now. But right now, we believe those winds, about 60 miles per hour, about 996, 995 millibars right now. So this storm is starting to get its act together a little bit quicker right now. That's something that we are monitoring. Right now, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center says at its peak, it's going to be about 150 miles per hour. That's still well offshore. And so I do think this is not going to be, we're not going to be seeing a Category 5 make landfall, but certainly we could be seeing a possibly as high as a Category 4 make landfall, 145 miles per hour, probably closer on the lower end, 130, 140 miles per hour of the scale of the Category 4 of the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. But that's what we're looking at right now with not really tropical storm number 18 with this system. Very, very deep convection. Lots of flooding is going to be expected for northwestern Australia. If you're in these areas and you have the means to leave, please evacuate now. This is the best time to leave because you are definitely going to be affected by the storm when it does make landfall. It's going to could be a devastating hurricane, tropical cyclone. I can never get enough satellite imagery. This is from, I believe, tropical tickets. Well, no, it's for certain. Okay. So as you can see, right in this area, we do have deep thunderstorm activity right here. Lots and lots of deep convection. You look all the way up here. It's all the way in the peaks, all the way up in there in the peaks. So we're seeing it's way up there. We're talking at least negative 80, negative 85 degrees centigrade cloud tops. So we have deep thunderstorm activity. Still seeing some moisture from the north, trying to cut across it. But we are starting to get that. It's getting that maze together. It is really starting to develop now. And that's kind of what we're looking at right now. A developing tropical cyclone there in the southeastern Indian Ocean. I do want to thank our supporters here. We do appreciate every dollar that y'all give us. This helps us to afford all the software that we use, keeping up to date with all our computers and technology that we use today. We also do appreciate the more money y'all give us, the more we could use, and the more we could use that to invest and make the Hurricane Watch Team a better, more enjoyable channel for you to watch. For Discord, we do have links in the description for Discord. You can talk to me or you can talk to any member of the Hurricane Watch Team in regards to questions, weather related, and any kind of threat that you are in. Hurricane, tornado, winter storm, hailstorm, flooding event. And we will talk to you and let you know what steps you need to take to make sure that you are safe, you and your family are safest. You can follow us on Twitter, subscribe to us on YouTube, support us for only $1 a month on Patreon, and don't forget our Discord server. All these links are going to be in the description of this video. Alright, thank you for watching, everyone. This has been your update on the tropical storm northwest of Australia. We will continue to give y'all updates through Twitter, through posting posts on YouTube. We'll continue to give you those updates. That's going to be it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, peace out.